The Cincinnati Bengals have moved on from lineman La'el Collins. The Giants, they have an offensive line problem right now, so we're going to explore the idea of Big Blue signing former Cowboy La'el Collins. Also, the Giants have worked out two players today. Joe Schoen, could he be making some moves to this roster? We'll break that down. Also, make sure you are subscribed. This is video number 2 of the day, and that's why you subscribe to this channel. We put out more content than anybody else on YouTube, and when the Giants make a move, we make a video. But I am asking your help right now. We are a little bit over 250 subs away from reaching our goal of 34,000 subs. If you want free Giants content every day and you bleed Giants blue, hit that sub button right now. Welcome into New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Let's dive into it. La'el Collins has been released by the Cincinnati Bengals, and the question I have already been asked probably 20 times by you guys on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube comments is, should the New York Giants sign him? Let's start with this. We know the Giants have a problem at the current offensive line. If you watched Week 1 against the Dallas Cowboys, it did not play out in a way that was good for the Giants. Andrew Thomas didn't even play all that well. He's one of the best in the league, not worried about him whatsoever. Ben Bredeson was solid as well, but it's the right side of the line that I am worried about. Mark Lewinsky and Evan Neal. Look, you give Evan Neal the rest of this year at the right tackle spot, you see if he can become anything of it. If he doesn't do anything good or substantial to where you have confidence in him as your long-term right tackle, you bump him to right guard going into year 3, and if that doesn't work, you move on. But it's Mark Lewinsky that I think could be the player that is on the outside looking in. I'd be fine if the Giants moved Joshua Ezeudu there, but when you talk about La'el Collins, he could potentially be the second best O-lineman on this team. The whole O-line didn't play good against Dallas, though. Even Andrew Thomas, the All-Pro, allowed 3 pressures. Ben Bredeson allowed 2 pressures. The rookie, John Michael Schmitz, was all right. He allowed 3 pressures. Mark Lewinsky, this is absolutely disgusting. 9 pressures and 3 sacks in one game? It's unacceptable, to be quite frank with you. When I went back and watched the film, it was as bad as I thought it was. He should not be a starter in this league anymore. And Evan Neal, he also struggled. 8 pressures and 1 sack. Let's focus in on some Pro Football Focus grades of La'el Collins and what he's done since he entered the league. In 2015, he spent time with the Dallas Cowboys, and that's when he played right guard. And what do you know? The Giants, they need help at the right guard position, and he was solid as a rookie. 68.4 grade overall as an offensive player, 69.7 as a run blocker, and 67.5% as a pass blocker. Also played right guard only a little bit, as you can see, only 186 snaps in 2016. I think he was dealing with some injuries. Then he moved to the tackle position. But we've seen him be a productive player in this league, and he's been good before. And I talked to our Cincinnati Bengals host about La'el Collins, and I asked him what the deal was, and he said this. He shredded his knee in like week 17 last season and hasn't done much in the preseason. He said, I don't think he's close to ready to play, and the Bengals saved a ton of money by cutting him. Don't think he's an answer for anyone at this current moment, but he could be a guy as the season goes on that could be a plug-and-play player for a lot of teams in the National Football League. And he mentioned the Giants as a potential landing spot because La'el Collins is 100% a better football player than Mark Lewinsky. Collins at one point was looked at as one of the best young and up-and-coming right tackles in this league, and I like the flexibility that he has to his game. He could play outside, he could play guard, and he would absolutely be an immediate upgrade to this team. But it's the injuries that we're a little bit worried about, right? He was on the PUP list for the Cincinnati Bengals, probably not ready to go for at least a couple more weeks, but shoot, if he's ready to go by week 8 and he's an immediate upgrade at that right guard spot, sign for the veteran minimum, I would definitely be interested. What do you think? With the injuries to weigh and the fact that he may not be ready to go right away, should the Giants sign La'el Collins? I do not believe he's going to be a free agent for all that long, and he'd make this team better. Let me know what you think. Type S for sign, type P for pass. This will be the pinned comment on today's show. So if you get hit with that YouTube ad break, scroll on down and let me know. The Giants worked out 2 veteran wide receivers today, and I just wanted to spend some time talking about these guys and why the Giants did work out these guys. James Proche, formerly of the Baltimore Ravens, the Giants have worked him out. He's a receiver, but he's also a punt returner. Let's take a look at what he's done in his career so far. Has played 43 games in the National Football League, 25 receptions, 278 yards, 11.1 yards per catch, has never scored in the NFL as a receiver. And I don't think the Giants are looking at James Proche as a wide receiver. I think they would be looking at him as a returner. So I wanted to look at his punt return stats throughout his NFL career. 27 punt returns in his career. He has 222 yards and 8.2 yards per return. So maybe the Giants don't feel all that confident with a guy like Eric Gray, 5th-round pick out of Oklahoma. Maybe they want to look at maybe a guy that's been there and done that. Proche has some juice. He's good with the ball in his hands. He's pretty versatile, I would say, on the offensive end, but this seems more like a guy that they would use in the returning aspect, punt returns and kick returns for the New York Giants. We'll break down the other player that the Giants have worked out, but first I want to tell you guys about our awesome sports book partner, BetUS. Go to chatsports.com/bet, use the promo code chat125, and when you do those 2 things and put $100 into your account, they're going to match it with a 125% deposit bonus. That's chatsports.com/bet, promo code chat125, the best deposit bonus in the game. You can bet on or against the Giants, the Jets. MLB playoffs is around the corner, less than a month away from preseason hoops. You can bet on anything because BetUS, we've got your game. Chatsports.com/bet, promo code chat125. The other player that the Giants worked out today is a real veteran, Andre Roberts, wide receiver. He's played for a whole bunch of teams in his NFL career, and he has compiled a lot of stats. Let's look at what he's done in the 182 games he's played in the National Football League. 262 receptions, over 3,000 yards, almost 12 yards per catch, 15 touchdowns. Like Proche, though, Roberts at this point in his career is a return specialist, and that is where the Giants are going to be looking to use Roberts. He's actually had a lot of success in this department. He's had over 220 returns, over 1,800 yards, 8.6 yards per return, and 3 touchdowns strictly as a punt returner. So this tells me not a lot of confidence in who the Giants have on this roster, and the Giants and Joe Schoen definitely want to upgrade in this area. Who do you want him to sign, though? Who do you think would be a better returner and a better fit for this offense? Is it the younger guy, James Proche, or is it the old guy, the vet, the savvy veteran, Andre Roberts, type JP for James Proche or AR for Andre Roberts? This would be a practice squad move for the Giants. They're not going to immediately sign Proche or Roberts to the active roster. This would be a practice squad situation, and they would be a game day call-up. You can call someone up from the practice squad 4 times before you have to make a decision on them being a full-time active roster player, or you would just have to release them. So this tells me not a lot of faith in Eric Gray, the 5th-round rookie running back who was doing the duties as the punt returner and the kick returner. We've seen him fumble some punt returns in practice, but that's practice. Practice. It ain't the real game. But Joe Schoen going out, working out some veterans to potentially bring in a punt returner. As always, just wanted to make sure you guys were up to date on the latest news and rumors, so I appreciate everybody that tuned in. If you made it this far in the video, it would really mean a lot to me if you hit that thumbs up icon. It's the easiest way to support the channel. And as always, go Big Blue.